Twilight Gets a Puppy. By TDR. Chapter 89. Pony and Dog Show. Epilogue 1. A bright flash and a loud pop sent a number of armored guards scurrying around to confront the newcomer and her entourage, though a hand lifted from the one seated on an oak throne at the head of the room sent them all back to their positions. The guards obeyed, though they warily and curiously looked over the ones who had appeared. The cavern was well lit and rather large, with a number of stone pillars holding up the high ceiling. The walls were covered with various tapestries devoid of heraldry but featuring a few natural scenes, and most of them hid doorways that guards and servants could move freely through. The figure in the throne rose, taking a few steps towards the newcomers, her ice blue eyes regarding them curiously. "Well, well, Princess Celestia and Miss Rarity. To what does my Warren owe the pleasure of your presence today?" The speaking figure stood as tall as Princess Celestia. The diamond dog was well muscled, though she was more wiry than bulky. A white mane of hair was pulled back over her shoulders in 3 braids that fell to her mid-back, a striking contrast to the midnight black of her fur. A gold and red dress covered her form, though it was easy to see she had much the same build as Rarity had when she was a diamond dog, though the odd mounds on her chest were larger, matching her larger build. Her face was more wolf-like than the others in the room, though the ice blue of her eyes spoke of a sharp intelligence as well as her looks. The only blemish on the female was her tail, ended not in a club, but in a scar where she had lost the end in a fight. Lady Jinx, we are sorry about the sudden arrival, but there have been issues we needed to attend to." "Ow, stop that," Celestia stated, wincing and glaring down at one of the others she had teleported. "I do hope we have not come at a bad time." "That remains to be seen, Princess," Jinx stated, tilting her head. "Particularly since Miss Rarity looks absolutely terrified, and you have a cluster of pups trying to eat your legs." The collection was of about 8 diamond dog pups, and 2 slightly larger ones who all sat under the tall form of Princess Celestia, though 2 of the smaller ones had evidently decided that the princess's long thin legs were chew toys and had acted accordingly. Jinx looked between the 2 ponies curiously, her ears perking as the young alpha considered. "Princess Celestia, why have you brought a litter of pups here?" "Bonehound pups by the scent of them," Jinx asked, moving back to her seat and gesturing to an older female with a silvery grey coat and no mane who nodded and slipped back towards a hidden tunnel. "Would you like some tea?" "No thank you, we shall not be staying." Princess Celestia winced, pulling her leg away from the pup who tumbled back over his tail. "You are mistaken, however. These are not bonehound pups. After all, there are no bonehounds." Jinx froze, her ears flattening to her head as she turned back to look at the pair of ponies with her full attention and with more than a bit of worry. Her aide glanced between the ponies and her alpha, picking up on the worry but not catching the reason. "I see. Miss Rarity, when you are able, if you would come visit to discuss the situation. I would like to know exactly what sort of reception my pack shall be getting this season." Jinx frowned. "You needn't worry about the reception. This was a singular situation that needed to be addressed because of some overstepping of bounds that had been agreed to. There is nothing that should cause you any undue worry," Celestia offered. "In regards to the pups, I can find other homes for them if your pack is unwilling. Canterlot does have some orphanages that would be willing to take them." "No, the pups were not part of the situation that I was referring. The Wolf Fang will accept them, they will be cared for here." "But was this all?" Jinx asked, looking at the small amount of pups, the eldest among them seeming to be 5 at best. "I suppose we are lucky that everyone has been too busy readying for winter to make any attempts at any more litters this late in the season," Celestia commented, dancing around the subject. "I doubt my sister would have allowed more than this to come here. And the ones beyond this were too ingrained in the packs, distasteful practice to come." Jinx paled while her guards looked confused. "I take it this has to do with the witch wolf then?" Jinx asked with a bit of hesitation. "It does. Though I would suggest you do not call him by that name. Moondog, or Ross Sparkle would be more appropriate." Celestia pondered. "I would also recommend avoiding the north side of Ponyville. Despite its gem hoard, I believe that place shall be off limits to everyone for a while. It may also be proper form to conduct all business with the town through Miss Rarity for some time. At least until cooler heads can return. Rarity blinked as if finally catching on to what was going on. Wait, what? That can be done. Was there anything else, Princess? No, I believe that shall be it for now, Lady Jinx. We shall be taking our leave. Feel free to send a message through Miss Rarity if you have any other questions. Celestia stated as her horn flashed and she and Rarity were gone, leaving behind 10 pups. 2 of whom started whining that their chew toy was gone. Jinx sighed, walking over to the pups, picking one calico patterned one up by the scruff of his neck, sniffing him a bit with a frown as the small male diamond dog pup stared back at her, its stub of a tail wagging. That was rather rude, Lady Jinx. Her aide offered, looking at the pups as well. The older diamond dog female frowned as the pups stared around curiously. It is a slight that I will easily forgive given the situation she has been placed in. Jinx tilted her head, watching as the pup she held did the same. Her situation. Her sister reacted poorly to the W.I. Moondog's capture. Jinx sighed. Very poorly. But to drop a mixed litter of bonehounds on us will surely bring more conflict. Didn't you hear, Terry? There are no more bonehounds. Likely she obliterated the entire pack if the tales of the nightmare are even remotely true. Now this is simply a litter of lost pups that the Princess of Ponies has graced us with. Jinx sighed. The only things bad to come out of this event for us is our needing to keep to ourselves for a while, and my own plans have been stalled and need to be rethought. I honestly thought the bugs would do something before Butch would. I suppose you will need to find some other dog then? Terry questioned. My sister's son is quite strong. No, also Red Fang is an idiot and you know my feelings on the stupid ones. All this just means I am going to have to do things as the ponies do in order to stand any chance. Miss Rarity will be invaluable to that. She seems the type who would be more than willing to help if she sees my intentions as harmless. Jinx smiled. Have the miners look for more of those diamonds she favors. I am not above bribery. I see. And what shall we do with the pups then? Terry asked. Find homes for them. I know there are several without litters who would wish to care for them. The conflict is finally over, but the scars remain. Jinx asked. Noting how her aide looked at the pups. In fact, wasn't your mate one of those killed when my father made his foolish attack? Indeed he was. Terry frowned, her ears drooping. Well then. Jinx smirked, pushing the calico pup into the smaller dog's arms. Happy Mother's Day to you. Author's note. I have at least 2 more epilogues planned, maybe more. End author's note. End chapter 89. Pony and Dog Show. Epilogue 1.